Hey guys, the next teak we have is going to be familiar in that you've done quite a bit of the stuff last year, and hopefully this will make it easier. It's a little bit different, but I'm going to give you some pointers here. So it's called 8.2C. I'm going to put it over here as well. And what we're going to do is write linear equations in two variables given a table of values a graph or a verbal description. Okay, easy enough. Here is our first example, and we are going to use a table. So in the question, if they provide you with a table, they're going to ask you what equation matches that table. So let's write a table. So you have x, and then you have f of x, which is your y. So it can be written x and y or x and f of x. So let's say we have 1, 2, 3, and 4. And on this side we have 4, 8, 12, and 16. And just looking at this, if we divide y divided by x, we're going to see there's a pattern of 4. But we want to check it with our calculators. So please pull your calculator up on your Chromebook and let's put in the following. I'm going to hit second plus 712 to clear my calculator. And now we're ready to use it. I'm going to first hit stat, and that is right here. And then I'm going to hit enter for edit, or you could hit the number 1. I just hit enter. So stat, edit. Now I'm going to put in my table. My x goes under L1, my y or f of x goes under L2. Then I'm going to go over 4, 8, 12, 16. Okay, now I have my table in the calculator. So I'm going to put in table. Then we're going to hit stat again. Then we're going to hit tab, which is this button. Then we're going to hit the number 4 because we are looking for an equation in the form of y equals mx plus b. The calculator doesn't have an m, so that's why there's an a. So we hit number 4, then we're going to hit enter, 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 all the way down. So let's put enter all the way. And we can see that we were correct, and we saw the pattern here of y divided by x is 4 each time, and therefore our slope is 4. So let's write that as an equation. In your answer choices, you might see y equals 4x, or you might see f of x, which is y, equals 4x. Either one would work. Now let's do a graph example. Okay, they will provide you with a graph, and I did use some graph paper, so just to make the notes look a little bit neater. If you don't have any, you can just draw the lines. And let's put some tape on it. Okay, so we have our graph. So if they provide you with a graph, so let's draw one. If you're just drawing this, this is what you need to draw. Here's your X, here's your Y, and for this example, it's going to be drawn like this. Now they'll provide you with the graph, and they're going to ask you what equation works with this graph. So I'm just doing it so that we can build our equation. And we want to build it in the way of y equals mx plus b. And remember, it might also look like f of x equals mx plus b. So to build this, we need to identify our y-intercept, and that is where the line crosses the y-axis. And we can see from this example it is at 1, 2, 3, 4. So we know b equals 4. Now we need to identify the slope, and we can do that by plotting another point. It has to be an exact point, and doing rise over run. So we're going to rise 2, and we're going to run 2. Rise 2, run 2. And so we can see that our slope is rise over run 2. So if we rise 2 and we run 2, we know our rise over run equals 2. And therefore, our slope is going to be 1. Go back here real quick. Okay, so now we know that we can write this equation, or if we're choosing from the equations, we should see y equals, oh, and real quick, this is going down, so it is a -1. So we should see y equals -1x, and they don't write the x, so -x plus 4. And if you have your list of answers, you can always use your calculator by doing this. You can hit y equals, and you can put this in your calculator. So you're going to put in negative, right here, -x plus 4. And then you're just going to hit graph right here. And you can see that this hits at 4 and this hits at 4. So we know we picked the correct answer. Let me write those directions down. So you're going to hit y equals, and then you're going to hit the graph button. Okay? We have one last section, and that is verbal or written examples. Okay? So let's write out a question. So you have a pond had 450 gallons of water. The water was pumped out at a rate of 0.06 gallons per day. What function could be written for this situation? Okay, so let's see what we could do. We know our slope is most likely next to words like per, each, and every. And we can see that we know, and they tell us that it is pumped out at a rate of 0.06 gallons. So I'm going to put y equals mx plus b, and I'm going to see my rate is 0.06. So I know it's going to be pumped out at a rate of 0.06. And since it's being pumped out, that would be a negative slope because the level of the water is going down, just like the slope of the line. And we know that the pond starts at 450 gallons. So that is our y-intercept. And there's our equation. Now I do have one more note, and let's see if I can fit that on here. This has nothing to do with this up here. This is different. If you're, let's see, put this here. Okay. If your answer choices are in this form, let's put an example. Y plus 7 equals negative 3 times x minus 4. You must convert to y equals mx plus b. Otherwise, you're not going to know what to do with this. So let's do that now. So this becomes y plus 7 equals negative 3x. Negative 3 times negative 4 would give us plus 12. And now we need to move the 7 over. So minus 7 equals minus 7. That goes away. And we have y equals negative 3x plus 5. And now we can find that in a graph, a table, or a verbal response. That'll do it for A.2C. Your lesson is your assignment's on the next page. And thank you so much for watching.